Welcome back, everybody. On this week's edition of the Academy Express, we are going to be going over a summer style that is going to be great for any one of your clients. I personally do this on my clients that have really long hair, all one length, or very minimal layering, and I just add it as like a little bonus at the end of their haircut. Sometimes you get inspired by their cute little outfits or where they're going, and this is a really quick, fun style that they will be super excited about. They'll actually probably be able to do it themselves, and it can transition from daytime into nighttime very easily. So get your stuff and let's get ready. So the tools that you're going to need would be 6 clips, a sectioning comb, little elastic rubber bands, a smoothing styling brush, and a round brush. Products that you're going to need would be, I'm using our smoothing blow dry spray. That's just to get a nice, smooth, shiny blow dry. I'll be working with a round brush for that, taking quite large sections. I'm not really focusing too much on any specific direction of the blow dry. I just want to get her dry and smooth, definitely from the mid shaft down. I work in New York City, where there is a salon on every corner, and sometimes they're like right next to each other. Sometimes there's like 2 or 3 stacked on top of each other. So the competition is very high. And you see this client walking down the street every single day. And it's my job to make other people want to stop her and tell her how great her hair is. And if I can do that with a cute little updo, because there's a lot of long, beautiful hair walking around. But what if I do something really cute, a really cute style? That's gonna make her excited. And if somebody stops her, A, she's gonna feel on top of the world. And B, that person that stopped her is probably gonna get my card because I'm gonna give her my card. And then I might get a client out of it. So you always have to think about, how am I going to make her feel as special as possible, to make her always talk about me and want to come back to me, and how am I going to possibly get people to notice her on the street where I might get a new client off of it. I'm going to section her out, and it's going to be, we're going to section out the top, a fringe area, a triangular piece, deep side part, and then I'll section out the 2 sides, and then I'm going to do a diamond through the back with 2 tails on either side of the perimeter. So for the fringe area, I'm going to go ahead and spray a bit of our dry texture spray. This is just going to help set it as I'm doing my style. So just spray the dry texture spray. Now I'm going to place my fingers on the section, giving a bit of tension here, and I'm just going to wrap the hair around my fingers as if I'm wrapping around an iron. And the dry texture spray is a nice hybrid between a working hairspray and a dry shampoo. So the texture that it'll give will be a nice, just kind of like lived-in look. So that'll be for the finish. Okay, so the sectioning is completely done, and I'm just gonna lift her head up. So you can see I have the triangular section. Then I sectioned out the 2 sides, and then just from, just at the corner of the hairline, I just cut my fingers in, so it created almost like a diamond shape. Okay, so we're ready to start. We're going to start with the center diamond section. And before we get going, I'm going to apply some product to my hands because we're going to put this section in a ponytail at the base of the nape, and then we're going to braid. But I do want a little bit of product on there to make it look a little bit more smooth and just to help me with my braiding. So the product that I'm going to be using will be our defining paste from Accru, New York. I like defining paste when I'm working on a bit stronger, tougher style braids. It has a nice medium hold, so it's a very long-lasting braid. It'll last for the whole day. So I have a good amount on my hand. Now I'm also going to mix it with our Silk Nectar serum. Now the reason I like to do this is because the defining paste is very matte. It's a matte finish, and I do want a little bit of like a healthy glow to the hair. So I'm using the Silk Nectar serum. So kind of making my own product here. And now just gonna come through and really just lightly go over the section. And now I'm gonna take my small elastic, very small, and I'm gonna tilt the head back slightly, okay? And then just gonna come through and put the elastic right at the base of the neck. Okay, so we have one of our ponytails in. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and braid this. Okay, so just going through and doing a classic 3-strand braid. Now, it's not going to be very tight, meaning I'm not like really tightening it up. I'm doing it a little on the loose side, but you can also see that I'm doing it quite flat. So I'm not twisting each section as I'm doing it, so it'll stay quite flat. And I'm just gonna work all the way down until it starts to get a bit weak at the bottom. Like right now is the perfect time to stop because it's a little weak, okay? Now I'm doing the elastic quite, not like super tight, but it's pretty tight, okay? The elastic up here is pretty tight as well. You'll understand why. You don't want to make it super loose because we're actually going to be pushing that braid up and we don't want it to bounce back at us. So I'll show you. I'm going to get the other braids in and then I'll show you what I mean. It's a very easy fix. If you don't get it tight enough, you can just wrap it around a couple more times and then you'll be fine. Okay? So the next thing that we're going to do is we are going to bring our right side over to the left. And so the left hairline piece, this little tail, is going to be braided in with the opposite side, okay? So smoothing it slightly with the brush. And then I'm just going to marry the two sections together and just do another 3-strand braid. You just want to keep in mind to keep it nice and flat and start loosening it up so it's not super tight. As soon as it starts to get weak at the perimeter, that's when you tie it off. You're going to do the exact same thing on the other side. So just with a little bit more product, smooth it out with your brush, and then marry the two sections together with another 3-strand braid. take the ends of the braid and just get like one skinny strand, one or two, nothing too thick. And you're gonna slowly start to push your braid up. Just inch it up. You wanna make it about half the length that it is. And I just keep working it all the way up. And you'll see that you start to get these really great deconstructed shapes. And continue to do that to the other two braids. You can see that every now and then I switch strands of hair. That's just because the hair is braided, and so you might have a little bit of a harder strand. You never want to pull your client's hair out. So you can see that I've gotten all three sections done. Depending on the hair, sometimes like I'll put the far left one on top, sometimes I'll put it underneath. It really just depends on the density of the hair, the color, what we're trying to do. But typically, I like to go underneath because I like it to kind of hug the neck a bit. So I'll go underneath, and then this far one, right, I leave that out. So I come underneath, and then I will elastic these two together. So this one's still free. And then I'll drop this top area here. Give it a little shake, see where it naturally wants to kind of go. Now I'm going to crisscross that underneath. This hair is underneath. And then I'll elastic the three together. The elastic I do on the two underneath, that's like not 100% necessary. For me, it's just easy to control all the hair. So I'll bind them all together, and then really you can kind of either take those elastics out, or you can start to deconstruct that again a bit more tighter and create something there. You can also, and you should, hide your elastic. So if you can, take some of these elastics out. And now we can hide that elastic by using 2 hairpins. You're going to put the hairpin in on a diagonal, and then you wrap the hair behind the hairpin. Behind the hairpin. I'm going to go 2 times. Then I'm going to take my other hairpin, and I'm just going to thread it through so I can get a hold of this tail. Yep. And then I just thread it all the way through. So now we have that hid. I'm actually going to take these out because I'm not really feeling it. Okay. But they're already bound together, so you don't have to worry about the braids coming out. But it's kind of cool. I'm actually kind of digging it with a little bit of that texture. And then it's just playing around. Like, you can see how I'm just kind of incorporating the sides with it. I like to rough up the perimeter. So just rough the perimeter up, but you still have the cleanliness and the shine in your detail work. So then you can even start to pull some of this apart if you want to, just to make it look a bit more deconstructed. This is adorable with a little sundress. It's adorable. You know, she's going to the beach. Now, what if she wants to change it into an evening look? An evening look would be very easy because all she would have to do is, or you, braid this tail. Right, so now you just braid all three of them together. And then you tuck that braid right up underneath. Just gonna get these ends. I'm just gonna tuck those up underneath, and I'll just use a hairpin or a bobby pin. I'm a big hairpin fan. And I'll just keep tucking them up underneath and just securing it in. I might use one bobby pin. So here's our evening look. 3-strand braids, just intertwined and deconstructed. You can make it look like you've spent hours on it. It's very quick for you to do as a quick add-on service to your client. And even not like an add-on service. Like, again, I'll do this to one of my clients if I'm inspired by what she's wearing or where she's going. And it just makes me have fun too. It takes me less than 10 minutes to do this once I've completed the blow dry that I already was going to do in the first place. So, you know, think about that. Think about, you know, how you can extend the service to them. And, you know, if you were going to do a wedding or any type of, you know, event styling, this is also a really great look. Again, very easy for you to do. So play with it, try it. You can even do it with fishtail braids. It looks really cute with that as well. So have a good time. I hope that you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next week.